everybody, it's Cheryl again. Today, we're going to try to grow something. Since we just celebrated Earth Day recently, I thought we would try to grow some kind of a plant. Well, if you've seen my other videos, you know I like to do things in the kitchen. Well, I went to my kitchen and found some lima beans and some pinto beans. And we're going to use those to grow something. So I started off with the lima beans, and we're going to be scientists today. And first we're going to make some observations. So you can take your lima bean and make some observations about it. How big is it? What does it feel like? What color is it? All of those kind of things. If you want, you can even measure your lima bean. Okay, so this one is about an inch long here. Okay, then I put some in water and soaked them for a couple of hours. So you can see some of them are losing the outside part here. So we're going to dissect these. That means we take apart something. So we're going to see the different parts. Now, after a couple of hours, the outside, or what we call the seed coat, starts to peel off. If you leave them a little bit longer than this, it'll peel off all in one piece. Okay? And then you'll be able to see the inside. Now, if you want, you could use things like tweezers to help you, or toothpicks, and you can also use a hand lens or magnifying glass to help you. Okay, I pulled one apart already, so I want to see if you can see the different parts of our bean seed. So I've pulled apart the seed coat here. That helps protect the seed. And then we have these two parts here. And that's the food source of the plant before it starts to grow. Then if you look very closely, you can see what they call the embryo. You can see this part right here. This is where the root will start to grow. And then there's the tiny little pieces here that kind of look like leaves. And that will shoot up and be part of our plant. Now, we need to come up with a hypothesis. Now, a hypothesis is what we think is going to happen. So first, we have a question we want to ask, like, how do plants grow? But maybe more specific, will my plants grow better in the sunlight or in the dark? If you want to try that one, that'd be a fun one to do. Or does it matter how much water our plant has? Or does it need to be in a warm place or a cool place? Any of those questions. Then you decide what you think is going to happen. So I think that plants grow better in sunlight than in the dark. So I'll start my experiment. And you can do this a variety of ways. I have a plastic cup here. Let me sit down here. And I have some water. So I'm going to soak my paper towel in water. And then I'm going to put it around my plastic cup. You can use a glass if you have a glass and don't have any plastic cups, but thought I'd start with this. Okay. And then just kind of put it along the side here. That way you can see your bean seed. If you need more than one, you can do that. Put it around the other side, just like that. Then you're going to plant some bean seeds. You're going to put them along the side. Now I'm going to use pinto beans. If you want, you can put a few of each kind there or make a separate cup for each one. Okay. like that. So you want to keep them wet. Okay, if you want to add a lima bean seed, you can do that too. There we go. That way you can see them. Then you will put it wherever you think you need it for your experiment. If you want to put this one in the sun and then do one just like it and put it in the dark in a closet, you can do that. Another way you can do it, you can take another paper towel and get that soaked and put it in a plastic bag. Just kind of flatten it out in the plastic bag. And then you could put some bean seeds there too. Separate them a little bit. And make sure that you leave a little bit of an opening. Just like that. And you can even hang this, put a piece of tape and hang it on a window and see what happens. Now, part of what a scientist do is they collect data, which means they make observations and write it down or draw pictures. So here's one I started for my pinto beans. You can use a piece of paper. You can make a little booklet if you want. Write down what date it is, and you can even draw a picture of what it looks like when you first plant it, and then what happens the first day and the second day and so forth. I'll show you what happened to mine. Here is one I did in the bag. And here's my plant that grew. These are pinto bean plants. Now you can see the part of the seed coat that grew up with the stem. Let's see how big this one is. So you probably want to measure from the seed all the way up to the top. It's almost exactly 12 inches. My bean plant has grown 12 inches. Well, pretty soon it's going to be time to plant it in the ground. Maybe we'll get some beans someday. Maybe in your house you don't have any dried beans right now. Maybe there's something else you can try. Over here, I took a piece of a potato. And what I did was I made sure the eyes, those little indentations are called the eyes of a potato. And I took some toothpicks and put them in there just so it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. And look, see all the roots growing and this big stem here and some tiny little leaves. Maybe I'll have some potatoes someday. I hope you enjoy growing your own beans, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, go. Oh no.